Hi everyone, please excuse how rough I look. I was awake until nearly 5 a.m. reading last night. Not because I felt like I needed to do some cramming in this readathon, but just because I was that addicted to the book that I was reading. So I've got no makeup on, I've not brushed my hair. I'm sat here with a big mug of coffee, just so sleepy. I'm sure you're dying to know which book had me gripped like that, but first of all, I need to get through a few sort of apology points. First of all, I was meant to be vlogging every day of this readathon, and this is the first time I've actually picked up my phone to do so. It wasn't a deliberate thing, I just got caught up in reading and in busy being at work all the time and stuff like that, and you know how life happens. Secondly, I was meant to be recording a video today, and I'm just too sleepy. I can't. I don't even know why I'm bothering to film this one now, because I'll probably end up deleting half of this because it'll probably be full of and sleepy random bits. It's also a fact that my internet's really playing up badly today, so I feel like it's been really slow for about the last 36, 48 hours, maybe even now. I know it's a fault there, and I don't really necessarily see the point in me trying to edit and upload a video tonight if it's just not going to be working. I'd rather spend the time reading since there's a readathon going on. But you're still going to get 2 videos this week anyway. You'll be watching this right now on Saturday, hopefully, knowing that this is now my second video this week, so win some, lose some. So now on to the actual readathon updates. I can't remember exactly what days I finished this. I think this is correctly. On Saturday, I finished the Shadowhunter Codex, of which is a book I'd already started before the readathon properly started. I gave it 4 stars out of 5. I think I gave it 4 stars out of 5. I'm so sleepy. I really enjoyed it. And if I'd had a physical copy, it might have stood a chance at maybe a 4.5. Basically, with having a Kindle copy, it ruined my experience a little bit because there was the occasional formatting issue. I would highly recommend, if you can, please pick up a physical copy of that book, because it just doesn't translate quite well enough to Kindle for me to recommend it. I mean, not to say it was a bad read, but if you're going to be paying for it, you may as well just get the physical copy. Then I also finished my audiobook over the weekend, and I really didn't enjoy that. And I'm not really entirely sure why. I mean, it was a sort of crime book, and I'm usually into that kind of thing, so I don't really know what the problem was there. It just really failed to capture my attention, so I only gave that 2 stars out of 5. I can't remember what it was even called right now, so I'll just put the image right here. This was the audiobook. I'd still recommend you check it out. I've just probably either wasn't in the right frame of mind for it, or I've just been reading that many good books recently that it just made it seem worse than what it actually was. So don't take my hatred for granted. Well, I wouldn't say hatred, but don't use my opinion to put you off it. Then on Monday, I finished Confessions of a Queen Bee by Krista McHugh, and I love this book. It's about a girl called Lexi, or Alexis, and she is the queen bitch, if you like, of her school. She's got a blog, and she picks on people on it, only people that deserve to be picked on in a bad way. Like, she shames people is probably a better way of putting it. And she comes across as this really sort of hard and tough girl who doesn't want to be friends with many people, doesn't care about being friends with many people. She's got her friends and she's okay beyond that. She's not interested in guys, that kind of thing. She doesn't want to be in the in crowd. I was surprised by this book, I've got to say. I've read a book by this author in the past, and I thought it was good, but that one wasn't YA. That one was mostly just romance. This one was YA, and with being set in a high school, I was a little bit hesitant about that, but I ended up absolutely loving it. I couldn't put it down. I found the experiment side of things to be so interesting, and that's what really originally pulled me into the book. Basically, her and a guy called Brett have to pair together for a school project, and they have to look after a electronic doll, and obviously they're graded on how well they look after that doll as parents for the 2 weeks, and they split the responsibilities, and it's all about everything that goes on and ensues after this experiment starts, basically. I gave it 5 stars. It's the first book in a trilogy, I think, and I really can't wait for the rest of it to come out, so I'm so excited for that. Apparently it's going to be out at the end of September, and hopefully if I'm lucky I'll get an arc for that, so I can read it even earlier than that, which would be amazing because I just need to know what happens next. It's one of those books that's ended in a really stupid cliffhangery place, and I just want to know what happens next. The next book I read is the one for me looking like crap today, and that is The Selection by Kira Cass. I started that one briefly before work yesterday, and then when I got in from work last night, I'd had an awful day at work. I didn't have any time to do any reading on my break or anything, so I was like, oh no, because I just wanted to check this book out. So when I got in last night, I had a shower, then curled up in bed and read the entire book. I couldn't put it down. I read I read till my usual bedtime, and I was like, oh, this is so good. I'll keep going until I'm a bit more tired. But I never did get tired. It was one of those books that kept you awake because it was so good. Now, I know there's a lot of hate for this series. And I can sort of see why some people do hate it. I can see its flaws. I understand that there are flaws there. But I think that sometimes you need to understand that there's different books for different purposes. And in my opinion, The Selection is a book to just be read just for pure enjoyment. You shouldn't be looking into the world building. You shouldn't be looking at it going, there's holes in the world building isn't very good. The characters aren't developed very well. Sometimes you just want to read a book for the pure enjoyment of the actual storyline. And that's what I did with this one. And until gone 4:30 in the morning, as I said. So now we're on to today, Wednesday. I woke up this morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, sort of messed around for an hour or so, and then I picked up the Elite. I wasn't planning on doing so. I was planning on picking up Red Queen because I've been reading that on and off this week as well. But I picked up the Elite, and before I knew it, I'd read nearly the whole thing. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll catch up with you later. Hopefully I'll manage to keep the vlogging up for the rest of this video. Now, bye-bye. Hi everyone, so first of all I just want to say I didn't keep up the vlogging. I'm now filming this after the readathon has finished. I'm a failure at vlogging. Although I did try and do some vlogging out in the real world, in the eyes of the public last Friday. I did have good intentions, but that didn't go so great. So I'm just going to tag all of that on at the end, and if you want to check that out, you can. If you don't want to, then you don't need to, because I'll make sure everything's wrapped up before then, so it'll just be the vlogging in public left over. So once I finished recording that last little clip that you've just seen, I did indeed go and finish off the Elite. I absolutely loved it. Again, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great follow-up to the first book. I gave it 5. Yeah, I gave it 5 stars, and it made it onto my favourites list as well. So another great book. I can't wait to pick up the next 2, but I thought I'd better get through a few review copies before I moved back onto a pleasure series. So I didn't read anything else for the readathon. No, I started a few books. I also read a bit more of Red Queen, but I certainly didn't actually finish anything else for the readathon. So anything else I'll wrap up properly in my wrap up later on this week. I've not got much else left to say really, except enjoy my awful public vlogging, which is now going to be coming up. I just fail at vlogging. Don't expect any sort of closure at the end. It will just cut off sharply. So if you want to leave now, then bye-bye, and I'll see you on Friday. Thank you very much for watching. Everyone, so we're just looking for the car because Luke's lost it. Just been to Costa and I've got a gorgeous caramel latte, the cooler one. easily the best one I've ever had. She can make me coffee again, definitely. Oh my god, I hope no one's watching. We've lost the car. We found the car, yay. Someone looking at me funny for vlogging, ha ha ha. Everyone, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to show you my little hamster popcorn. There she is. I'll zoom in on her. She was a Roborowski dwarf hamster, and they're not known for being overly tame, and indeed she can be a nightmare. Sometimes she loves me, sometimes she hates me. She's very moody, but she's an absolute angel in that she's never ever bit me. She's really friendly in that sense. I'm a firm believer in giving an animal as much space as you possibly can. Let's get a bit closer to her, see if she wants to be sociable. Puppy! Nope. She runs like lightning. So here I am with little Poppy. Now I've actually got her out. She's so cute, as you can see. Come on, be sociable. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. I hope you all enjoyed meeting Popcorn. There we are, I've popped her back in her cage. It's cute to just watch her run around all her toys. If you're a fan of my cage layout, I do change it quite regularly. If you wanted to see what I do with it each month, you could let me know and I'll factor that into an occasional vlog here or there.